Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome into the News 10 Plus Digital Desk. I am Taylor Gattoni alongside Nicole Buckman with Studio 10. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good. We were, Rochelle and I were pointing out, look at her hair with her dress. Doesn't it look very nice?
Oh my gosh, you guys are too sweet.
Complimented.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, technically, I'm not wearing this for the show today, but
Okay.
this will be wearing on Friday. But I appreciate it. I got it from a consignment shop.
I like it.
Thrifting. And you got this thrifting too.
Yeah, thrifting too. Look at us.
See?
Thrifting.
You got to get those second chance clothes.
And it's a good day to do that because Justin will come in pretty soon talking about the rain chances expected this afternoon. So to avoid all the rain, shop or watch Studio 10 coming up at 3 o'clock.
That's true. We have a great show for you today. So we are kind of as we head into Labor Day.
Yeah.
And Labor Day weekend, which is exciting.
Coming up fast.
I know. We are saluting trades. So today we're kind of raising the roof for the roofers and the roofing industry. So we are stopping by one of their sites. They're talking a little bit about the journey it becomes to become kind of in that roofing industry, plus how a majority of these, different unions give people second chances. So a lot of their hires, are from people that were incarcerated and all of that. So it's a great community, and it's good to kind of highlight people that we need. Obviously, you don't want a leaky roof,
especially with all of the rain.
Oh my gosh. So it's good to hear from them and kind of give them that much needed highlight that they deserve. I mean, this is just a snip of all, but so it's cool. So we'll be highlighting that. Plus, we've been doing back to school this
Lots
week.
of back to school.
Yes, I may or may not be asking Justin for a back to school picture because, of course, we've been seeing people go back to school the past couple of weeks, but Lansing started Monday. But one school, they're not driving to school. They're not walking to school. They're flying to school. So we're talking to a little bit of an aviation school.
There you go.
And kind of how you can get a hold of those programs. So that will be lots of fun. Plus, it's Take Me Home Tuesday, so Tuesday.
Cute little animal.
Fun. And then we are also talking a little bit, too, about, I know all our eyes are on, the longer weekend.
It'll be nice.
But on Friday, it's the start of MSU and Sparty and kind of Sparty Nation. Yes, and it's fun because we do have like a partnership with Life Plan Financial, and it's retirement is not something you should not pay attention to. So we're talking a little bit about the red zone retirement. So kind of using some football terms, because sometimes those terms
right over the head.
Yes, so it's really good, and he's a big MSU fan, so he kind of gives his little prediction on how he thinks the team is going to go, but then he'll kind of break it down what the retirement process, how we can get in that red zone retirement zone.
So play-by-play for retirement plan. There you go.
Yes, that's right.
And you know what they always say? Everyone, my parents and all their friends, get started on your 401k and how you're going to retire, and they're like, even when it's crazy thinking about it, especially when you're in college or right out of college, no, they always say the little bit amount that you can put in now, it builds over time.
Absolutely.
And set yourself up for success.
Yes,
there you go.
That's what we want you to do. So start by that success by watching Studio 10 today at 3 p.m.
All right. Anything else, Nicole?
I think that's about it today.
All right. You'll have to tune in for more, I guess.
Yeah,
there
exactly.
You go. Thank you. Well, here's where you can stay up to date with Studio 10. You have their website, their Instagram, their email. It's all super easy. Just look up WILX Studio 10 or just look up Studio 10. And also, if you want to go back, watch any previous segments that they've had on their show, well, one place I always go to is YouTube. Super easy. They have a playlist on there with all of the different segments, the many segments they've had since coming back. How long has Studio 10 been back now?
How long have they been back? It's been a while now.
Almost a year?
Yeah, just about.
Almost a year. So plenty of content for you to go there and check it out. Of course, you can stay up to date and hit that subscribe button. You'll get notifications and, just be alert on all the happenings. But also happening today and pretty shortly here, we have a lot of rain moving in. That's why we have Justin joining us now. Tell us more.
Yeah, a little bit of a line coming through. It's some showers, a couple thunderstorms out there too, but no severe weather expected today. And really the rain not nearly as intense as some of the storms we had last week, which of course is good. Rare that we ever get an event like last week to come around, fortunately. And this one should just be your garden variety showers and a storm or two. So not much to be worried about, but it is moving in. And so we did want to give folks a look outside at our Skycam here. This is US 127, and you can kind of see faintly there on the left central side of the screen. There's a raindrop that was sliding down the camera just a moment ago, and there are a few, again, kind of tough to see, but you can sort of see them falling down that way right there. They're very, very light, not really much, but you can certainly see it in the background, kind of where it looks like the cloud blends into the ground. That's actually where the rain is currently falling at this time. Now, it's dry in Jackson from that Meridian Company Skycam view, and you can see that there is still some dark, overcast skies out towards the west, but it's not raining yet there. You'll notice right here as we take a peek at the line and where it is. Yep, that's it right there. Just moving into Lansing at this time. I expect that the capital likely is going to be seeing drops in the next minute or two, and we'll continue to see this line sort of make its way through mid-Michigan, but not really any big issues with this at all. Just going to be a passing couple showers and, as I mentioned, maybe a storm. This will continue throughout our afternoon. Earlier, we did have a couple of rumbles of thunder north in the state. We don't seem to have any out there right now, but at any time with a little bit of the lift we have, we could produce a faint rumble or two. So we've kind of dubbed it thunder showers in the forecast for today because that's more or less what we have. The storms aren't particularly intense, and as I mentioned, no threat for severe weather. Once this line comes through, you can kind of see that trailing end crossing Lake Michigan right there. So this one line isn't completely it, but that second one that's passing through Green Bay coming up towards the Lake Michigan shoreline, that's along the back end of the front. And once that moves through, we're going to clear things out across the area as we head into the overnight.
Two little waves to watch out for?
Yeah, the first one comes through here in the next probably 10 minutes or so in Lansing, and then we get one in about maybe 25 to 30 minutes to come through Jackson. And then as we get towards the later evening, 5 o'clock or so, we see another one come through.
Perfect. You know, I was thinking about curling up on the couch with a book and...
Yeah.
Good day to do that.
It is a good day to do it for sure. And if the folks who are looking for the sunshine are waiting for it to come back, you don't need to wait very long. Temperatures now, they're settling in on the 70s. That's what we've got across the region. But you notice as we back out and look at the wide scale temperatures, there's a pocket of cool air to the north. And our wind tonight and tomorrow is going to be out of that direction. And so what we're going to see is that little pocket up there. You can even see a few blue temperatures up there north of Lake Superior. Marquette is shy of 60 degrees. Our highs tomorrow are going to be very cool for the time of year, even though we're going to develop the sunshine into the afternoon. And so with that north wind, pretty stiff breeze, it's going to be tough to kind of get our temperatures worked up. But you see that there is some heat to the west. Des Moines in the mid-80s, and places further west are too. We're going to work the heat back in before the week is completely done. However, we also wanted to touch on Hurricane Idalia, which has become a Category 1 hurricane as of earlier this morning. It has got winds of 90 miles per hour, and once again, moving north at 15 miles per hour. This next update for Idalia is going to come in about a little less than 3 hours from now as we close in about 5 p.m. It is likely that at that time this may be a Category 2 storm. But again, we're going to be watching this pretty closely for the folks who are over there in Florida. You can see right here as we head into the evening, late, and especially towards tomorrow morning, Idalia likely will increase strength and become a Category 3 storm, now projected, and then enter the Florida peninsula there, up there in the northwest side of the state on the Gulf side. Very warm Gulf water is going to help it develop quickly, and you can see this will be an issue in the southeast U.S., not only through Wednesday, but Thursday as well, as it continues to exit out through Georgia and the Carolinas too. And so Idalia is something we're going to be watching very closely over the next few days. In the meantime, here at home, hour by hour, just shows those rounds of a few showers and maybe a storm. Those come through this evening. I do think by the time we get past about, 7:30, we likely have seen the end of the rain for the night. We're going to go back to partly cloudy skies for the evening, temperatures in the low 60s, and then heading into the overnight, the numbers fall a little further. So it's mostly cloudy skies by then. Eventually we'll work our way back up tomorrow, but only to the middle and a few upper 60s. And so we've got the sunshine, but that north wind, as I mentioned, that's kind of going to keep us kicked back. So it is a cooler day on Wednesday, and then the overnight is particularly cool. So not only is Wednesday a cool day, but once we get into late Wednesday night, Thursday morning, that's your early taste of fall right there. We wake up to numbers that are in the low to middle 40s.
I have a sweatshirt.
Yeah, and so that's we haven't been that cool. If temperatures are in the lower 40s, The last time we had a low temp that cool was way back in May, and so it's been a while since we've had those, that type of air settle in. However, we're going to change the tides on that cool air once we get into the late week, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. We get back into sun Thursday, even though we lose the temperatures off the model here. We're likely going to be back in the mid-70s and then 80s for Friday. But the lug nuts are in action tonight as well, and as we've been hearing, they have slowly but surely worked their way back into a possible playoff picture.
Sir.
Still a bit of a long shot, but the team in front of them, they play 6 games, a bunch of games from the West Michigan Whitecaps starting that 6-game series tonight. You never know if they somehow maybe win 5 of these games, they're right back in it. And so, of course, that's what you can do, is you can tune into Extra Innings to get all of those details once again.
No, you're all good. Let's show Extra Innings. We can do that right now, actually. Do you mind taking
Of course,
a little... Okay,
sure, that's fine.
Here we go.
We can go to it now.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so if we go here and look at that, where the mouse is circling Extra Innings, this is the last one that we had, and that was yesterday. We recorded that with Jesse Goldberg-Strassler. You had Adam Jackson. If you see, we had a special guest.
Oh, there he is.
Big love.
There he is.
Looking good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, there he is. I was
yeah.
in front of, our green screen. You got to see all the action happening.
No. You were live there, Jackson Field. It looks like the background.
No, yes, we were 100% live at Jackson Field.
That's what it looks. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, it was obviously great for you guys to put that together. It's been a great program to watch, and certainly been very informative as far as keeping up with the Nuts, who have been hot lately. Winners of 4 straight. And they continue, hopefully, to keep that streak going tonight.
I know they won the last 2 series, so pretty special for the Lug Nuts.
They're heating up at the right time.
I just want to say, for the record, Crystal, I'll give us a shout out wherever she went. 5-0. Each game that Crystal and I have been to that was home at Jackson Field, we are 5-0. So we're planning on going back this week.
They got to start giving you season tickets.
Right?
I mean, honestly, at this point,
we're some lucky ducks over here.
Have been. It's been pretty nice. Well, anyways, there's a slight chance for showers at the start of the game tonight, but those showers again going to be fading out. It's possible they're already gone by then, but if 1 or 2 manages to linger until about 7:15, 7:30, that would be it. Not expecting again any severe weather or any strong storms. So if there is a little light drop of rain or 2 out there, not too big of a deal, and you'll be dry from about 7:30 on for the rest of the contest. Heading back into the evening with numbers in the 60s. So still pretty good baseball weather, and wow, is it going to be great this week. Now, I mentioned again, it's going to be cooler tomorrow. In fact, I think our highs likely stop in the 60s, and our overnight lows, again, could be as cool as they have been since May. And so it's been a while, but we are going to eventually work these numbers the other direction. Of course, we got that big Michigan State home opener football game at 7 p.m. on Friday. They should have some excellent weather for that. And we've also got great weather heading out into the weekend. And in fact, we've upped these temperatures a little bit, I think, since the last time most folks have seen them. Now looking like a pretty solid likelihood we get to the 90s, not 1, not 2, but maybe 3 days from Sunday through Labor Day Monday and into Tuesday of next week. Those hot conditions ready to settle back in. Even overnight lows generally going to run close to 70 degrees, and that's with clear skies, which this time of year, you get clear skies, it's not likely you stay around 70, and it looks like that's exactly what we'll do. That's due to a warm air bubble that's going to work its way across the country again, kind of like it did a couple of weeks ago. Fortunately, this time around, unlike last week, it looks like when the warm air bubble does finally fade out, it does not do so on a stormy note as it did last Thursday, which of course is what happened after we had all that heat and humidity. This looks like more of our early summer dry heat that we had, where it's not quite as humid. And so that is very, very good news heading out into Labor Day, to not have the humidity and not have the big storm threat coming off of a heat wave. And so it's not a long heat wave, as you see here. It's just a couple days as we head out into the tail end of the weekend and early next week, which is a short week for most due to the holiday. But again, heading into September, we do expect those numbers to eventually come down. However, through Thursday, even at the end of the forecast, 84 still above normal for the time of year. So we're going to enter one of those warm stretches starting Friday. Friday's comfortable, by the way, but then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, next Thursday, they're all going to feel a little warmer, I think, across the area, especially here into early September. And so that's kind of what we've got going. Of course, that all comes after this little taste of fall we get for Wednesday. Highs staying in the 60s, and as I mentioned, if Wednesday's lows are below 45, it'll be the coolest we've been since May. And if they stay at 45, it'll be the coolest we've been since, I believe, early June. I want to say the 7th or 8th of the month. We had one particularly cool night, which was followed up by a day close to 80 degrees. Thursday will not get quite that warm, but it'll be back in the mid-70s in some spots. And a key to the forecast, once again, kind of to round this all out, lots and lots and lots of sunshine. And that's
So much sun, look at that.
And that's great to see. It's rare as you get into this time of year. You know, this is normally when we'll start seeing a few more clouds crop up. The lake tends to play a big role in some of that. And we at least tend to see some shower storm chances here and there. After this afternoon, which again, they're not washouts by any means, after this afternoon, we're into a dry stretch that we should hold through at least the holiday, maybe beyond, which is fine because drought is not going to be a concern. The ground's so saturated from all the rain we've gotten as of late that we could go almost 2 weeks now without water and we still wouldn't be approaching any concerning lack of rain. And so that's good news as well. It means we get an opportunity to enjoy the dry weather without having to worry about, okay, are we too dry now? And so that's always a plus too. Of course, big swings. Anytime you got days in the 60s and days in the 90s on your 10-day, you know it's got to be September or probably April or May or something. And that's just where we are this time of year.
Or that you live in the state of Michigan.
Of course, yep, that's exactly right. And that's what we've got this week. So forecast looks pretty good. A few showers today, maybe a storm. That's about it. After that, we're pretty smooth sailing, and we'll probably just kick our feet up and relax a little bit. Now, forecast high-low temperatures, exactly how much sunshine. Otherwise, you know, folks who want to maybe download the First Alert Weather app, they can
always a great idea.
they can get on that to get any of these updates, because with us heading into the holiday season and certainly folks probably going to be traveling, you're going to want to have those daily video updates from our team. You're going to want to have the hour-by-hour forecast, the real-time traffic notifications, especially trying to get to your destination for the holiday. And you know what? Even if you're staying right here around home as we head into this extended holiday weekend, you know what? You can get all that information in the palm of your hand, stay safe from the heat, and you won't have anything to worry about with that being the case. So once again, First Alert Weather app, it's great to have. It is absolutely free. All you got to do is search WILX Weather in Google Play and in the App Store. So pretty easy to do that.
Pretty good. There we go. Thank you, Justin, for sharing all of the ways that people can stay up to date here on News 10. And
From one to another.
From one to another. We are busy here in the newsroom, and that is why we're switching out our Justins right now, and you'll see what I mean. We have Justin Kent now joining. We did a little switcheroo.
There you go, a little
Justin
magic
Bradford
trick.
off the screen, Justin Kent on the screen now. Justin, you've been busy out in the field today working on your story. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so we're doing a salute to the trades story today. So it's really a lot about talking to different trade workers, different unions, about what high schoolers have as options outside of just a 4-year degree at a college. So
yeah, I know
pretty cool.
Nicole from Studio 10 was talking a little bit about it, but it seems you're going to go more in depth. Are you talking to any certain people?
Yeah, so I talked to one young man. He's in the Bricklayers Union. This is his second day. It was really cool to see him. He was out there trying to lay some mortar down, lay some bricks on there, and so they're just kind of training and doing practicing with that. And I also spoke with the operator engineers, their union and their training facility. We went there. It was really cool. They were setting up a big skyscraper type building. They're working high up there, welding, doing all their things that they're doing, and then they tear it down when they're done, and the next group comes in and puts it back up.
Build it up and just keep tearing
You got
it
it
down?
Absolutely.
Okay, well there you go. That sounds like fun experience for all of them.
Absolutely, and I'll have a lot more details, and we'll talk a lot about that coming up at our 5:30 block.
All right, News 10 at 5:30. We also want to share what else is coming up during First at 4 in our 90 minutes of news. Justin, thank you for sharing. Again, that will be coming up News 10 at 5:30. Here we go. We have a lot right now. All right. Let's see here. We have First at 4 for Mid-Michigan Matters today. We are bringing in Sparrow Hospital. So they are talking about National Breastfeeding Awareness Month. That is for the month of August, talking about all of the benefits of breastfeeding, not just for the babies, but for mothers as well. So I know there's also some complications that mothers can run into when breastfeeding, and that's why some mothers use formula, whether it's their choice or not. Got to be able to give their babies the nutrients that they need. So coming up on First at 4, learn all of the benefits and ways that you can help your child get the nutrients that they need. And then coming up at News 10 at 5, Joey Ellis introduces us to two brothers who are set to face each other in Friday night's game at Spartan Stadium. Who is ready for that? Well, one is playing for Central Michigan and the other is playing for Michigan State. So we've been talking here on News 10 about all of the rivalry, and well, you can expect that coming up on News 10 at 5 for a little preview of Friday night's game. Joey Ellis will have more on that. Coming up on News 10 at 5:30 today, one Michigan County's Road Commission is repaving sections of a road with, get this, they're doing that with recycled glass and tires. If you're interested, like I am, tune in coming up at News 10 at 5:30. That's also where you can find Justin Kent talking about Salute to the Trades. And coming up at News 10 at 6 p.m., experts from University of Michigan Health are warning of risks of poor sleep quality, and a pediatric psychologist shares helpful information on the consequences of poor sleep, screen time, how much sleep is needed, and more. And especially, with all of the students who are back at classes this week and you're trying to make that transition for your sleep, you're going to want to tune in News 10 at 6. Learn why the quality of your sleep is so important. So we're going to send it out to our other reporters out in the field. We have Deanna, Mars, and Aaron sharing what they have.
Hi, Taylor. We're continuing to cover the aftermath of last week's storm that tore through mid-Michigan communities, leaving behind broken trees and damaged homes. I'm Deanna Giles, and I'll share how tree removal companies are working hard to help those in need, coming up on News 10 at 5.
Thanks, Riley. Mars Anderson here in Potterville, where they are experiencing their 5th day of outages. I went ahead and talked to residents and officials about what they're doing to manage at this time, and also what they're doing to help. We'll have more on that in our 90 minutes of news. I'm going to pass it over to Aaron. What are you working on?
Thanks, Mars. I'm Erin Bowling, and today I'm on MSU's campus to speak with some researchers who are using AI paired with satellite images to determine the cause of the Maui fires. They also believe this research will help us prevent fires in the future. I'll have this story on News 10 at 6. Taylor, back to you at the desk.
All right, and we also have what Tanaya has coming up during our 90 minutes of news, so we're going to send it on back to see what she has coming up.
Thanks, Deanna. Normally, the Lansing Fire Department responds to less than 80 calls in a day. But 24 hours after the storm hit on Thursday, the department told News 10 they responded to about 700 calls for service. 3 dozen firefighters came in on their day off. I'll have more on this story coming up today on our 90 minutes of news. Over to you, Justin.
Oh, there we go. Just muted myself for a second. But thank you, Tanaya, Aaron, Deanna, and Mars for sharing what you had coming up today in our 90 minutes of news. Again, we are talking about all of the rain making its way into our area later today, or happening now. So we're going to show you a live look at Michigan State University's campus in East Lansing. Taking a look there right now. Looks, not very many blue skies that you're looking at right there. Looks very clouded, very gray. Now we're going to take a live look at downtown Jackson just to see what's happening over there. We're seeing a little bit more of the blue skies and just a little bit of clouds. But like Justin said, more of those rain chances will be moving in later today. So you can always stay up to date with our First Alert weather app. Completely free off of Google Play and the Apple App Store. You get all of the weather updates. Now I know some people have been running into trouble with all of the ads on there. Wait it out a little bit. Sometimes you have the option to skip. If you do not, ride it out a little bit, but I promise you, once you make it past the first ad, you're going to be able to check out videos. You can check out hour by hour, satellite and radar, get the traffic alerts and any other push notifications you might get. I know when we had last Thursday's storm, lots of notifications popped up on my phone talking about lightning detected, 0.1 miles away from you, thunder heard 0.5 miles away. So you can get a lot of different updates with the First Alert weather app and also traffic alerts. Now, if you're not about all of the push notifications blowing up your phone, you can go into your settings and minimize it to just your location that receives updates. So that's another way to go about it. Again, First Alert weather app completely free off of Google Play and the Apple App Store. Another thing you guys can always do is do the live chats and feedback and questions, anything you may have. You can talk to us. And for those who are able to find our live stream, I'm sure you found that live chat feature. We're able to answer you right here and see your comments. So Chris from East Lansing says hello. And hello to you, Chris. Hope you're having a great Tuesday so far. Grab your umbrella as you're on the way out this morning because the rain chance is moving in behind me here. Well, we will have more coming up on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock. You can find Justin Bradford in about half an hour, and then we'll be back at First at 4 and our 90 minutes of news. Until then, everyone, be safe with the rain, stay dry out there, grab the umbrella, and have a great rest of your day.